What is good, guys? Welcome to my channel. So we are doing a recap of episode 32. Back to the whole Chris and Huda situation. So as we know previously, it seems like the typical Huda is back. She didn't go anywhere. Chris is drained, and I've seen this before. Since before Jeremiah, like he basically says he's not in the mood, and Huda can tell because every time she's speaking to him, he's just giving like a one word answer. She asked him what's wrong. It's just like, he's just not in the mood. Gave no explanation. That's the problem with Chris. It's good that you're hearing her out, but are you communicating your own dislikes? She asked you yesterday, what do I need to change? But you're obviously thinking her of a reaction. So it's like you know what you were getting into before you entered. You knew what you were getting into. You attract emotionally unstable women. Come on now. Come on now. You knew Huda was emotionally unstable before you came in. And now look at where we are. Should we feel sympathy for you when you could basically see everything on the screen based on what happened to Jeremiah? You thought you could, you thought you could be different, change her or something. I don't know. It was like a weird kind of conversation they had, and she was like she's gonna throw up, and then he was like, "You can throw up in my mouth," which is disgusting. Like I don't know why we're having this I don't know why we're having this type of conversation. And then she was like, "Don't ever say that again." Chris' reply was definitely undertone to all the things that have happened. It was like, "Don't tell me what to say." It's giving, when Jeremiah was like, "You're treating me like a kid, you're doing this and that." That's what it's giving. Huda has been telling her what to say. Yeah. Especially when he said, "Shut up." And then she told him that, "Don't tell him to shut up." And it was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was giving mother and son. And we can clearly see it here. It was being defensive over something very little, but a lot of the times when you're having like little conversations and you get defensive over it, it's definitely there's an undertone under it. There's something behind what he's saying. When he's saying don't tell me what to say, there's something there. JD said, "You like being dominant. You like being dominant." Like I knew, like, she does like being dominant, but it's definite now. We can see through the screens. She likes being dominant. So the boys, they get a text to go on to have like a boys' day out playing basketball. So while that's going on, the girls, they chat about a relationship, they play games. But the key moment is Huda's like she's happy in this, she's happy with Chris. He's very calm, and whenever they communicate, if she communicates something with Chris, it's all great. Like, there's like no arguments. He just says okay, no problem, and she doesn't feel judged. And with Chris, it's just easy. He's perfect. She doesn't want to mess it up. It's like, it's a one-way communication. The communication is no good. I don't know where she's seeing that they're having a good communication. She basically sees that they're having a good communication because everything she says he agrees with. So we can clearly see this based on the previous video when they're talking about like the whole baby, and the whole baby issue. And she asked Chris, what do I also need to change? And he said, just give you a kiss. It's like, bro. So he's avoiding communicating with her because he's scared of her reaction. But it's like, is this relationship gonna work? Like, why are we bothering? So Chris, in contrast, Chris is talking to the boys. He said, "Yeah, I like her. We got a strong connection, but she's very combative. She's very defensive, and he doesn't want to be avoidant anymore." As we can see, there's so much issues going on that we're not seeing on the screens because it's not just about the kiss; it's about every other thing. She's doing exactly what she did with Jeremiah. He can't. It feels scared. It feels scared to communicate because it feels like she's gonna blow up. So Chris explained to the boys when he asked Huda to kiss for a kiss, she didn't want to kiss. Like she doesn't. She only kissed him during challenges. And Chris, then Ace was like, "No, come on, you guys kissed and speak easy." And it was like, yeah, what he means is that she doesn't like to kiss when anybody's there. Like she likes to keep it private. Contrast to Jeremiah, they were kissing, no big deal. And what's funny to me is that you want to keep kisses a secret. Like you're in Love Island. Even Ace knowing the kiss is speakeasies, like everybody knows. There's no hiding, you know. There's no hiding in Casa. Everybody knows what you're doing. I mean, there's no hiding in the villa. Everybody knows what you're doing. If you're kissing privately, everybody gonna know you kiss. Like it's just like not going to work. I don't understand why you're doing the privacy thing. But then it goes on further. That's not even just like a kiss. Some people don't like to do too much in front of people, which is, I'll be the same. But Even like a cute little peck, she ain't into it. So it's like, do you really like Chris? Do you really like him? Taylor said he wants to close things off with Clark, and he basically said they're gonna do like a cheer kind of thing because she used to be like a cheerleader, and he's gonna make things exclusive. I don't understand exclusive. Like it's stupid. Just be boyfriend and girlfriend and call it a day. So Chris finally confronts Huda and basically says he doesn't understand why, we got intimate on the bed, but you're afraid to kiss me. She's like, she wants to be more private. And it doesn't make sense. He's confused because like it's a room full of people. What's the difference with kissing, outside? And the thing is that everybody's going, no, you're in love, you're in the villa. Whatever you do, there's no secret. Everybody's going, no. Like the way Orlando knew, Nick and Beldasha were kissing. Like everybody knows. Everybody knows. There's no way you can keep things private. So Huda's perspective is kind of stupid. It's not. She's not thinking very well. Like you're not actually on the outside where you can just do things in private. He's confused, and I'm confused on that aspect as well. And while he's trying to have a conversation, Huda is cutting him off. And he's basically like, let me finish speaking. He said it twice, let me finish speaking. So it's something that she does. She's someone defensive. She always wants to kind of say her own aspect, but it's like, let him finish. And that's exactly why he finds it hard to communicate with Huda. It's funny because she's always saying they have good communication. It's good communication when you're communicating with him and he's silent. But when he's communicating back is a problem. So the communication is not that good. Communication is a two-way thing, not a one-way. So she did try to cut him off, but he said, let me finish talking. And she basically said she doesn't like PDA. And in the confessional, she basically says that she doesn't want to do things that she did in the previous couple that she was in. But you're repeating the same thing, Huda. You all actually are. You actually are. Because you still have this defensive, combative attitude that Chris identified. You got intimate really fast. You did the same thing with Chris. So are we really being truthful to ourselves? The only thing is that you want to do exactly the things you did with Jeremiah, but you don't want to do it in public. But you're in a public island, like everybody's there. It's weird. Her thought process is weird to me. So I'm just trying to think like, do you really like him? Like I don't understand her thought process. So Chris and Brian they speak and he says like every time he tries to express himself, she keeps cutting him off. Like this is Jeremiah 2.0. It's like I've seen this before. Remember Jeremiah? He literally told Huda like you just keep gaslighting me. Whenever I try to express myself, you just change the subject. You just changed the subject, caught me off, being defensive. I've seen this before somewhere. We've seen this before. It's nothing new. Maya and Chris, they have a conversation, and Chris just wants to talk to someone. He's like, am I going crazy here? Like, is it just me or am I just going crazy here? So Chris explains everything about the whole kissing thing. Just a peck. I can't do it outside. And he's feeling like is she embarrassed by me? And Amaya is basically like maybe maybe she's in a defensive mode because she's just trying to protect herself, but at the same time she's not realizing that she's actually causing a strain in the relationship. We like Amaya. She's trying to get to the bottom of this, but she needs to know that her friend has some underlying issues. But the way she spoke to Chris, I like it. It's like I hear you, I hear everything you have to say. Like you're not crazy. So I like that she listened to him and got his own side. Then we have Amaya. Now Amaya speaks to Huda. She's technically trying to she's technically the mediator in this relationship. So she explains everything, on Chris' side. He feels like you're embarrassed by him to kiss him in public, and she denies it. That no, I'm not. I just want to keep things private. She said, with Jeremiah, she was kissing him in public. She was doing all these things, but everyone had their own opinion. So, and look where we are now. But the problem is, Huda, like, you guys kissing in public, all these things wasn't really the main issue in the relationship. Outside of Ace saying you're love bombing, Ace never liked Jeremiah anyway. We could see a lot of toxic traits between both sides. But Huda's one was a little too extreme. Huda was draining him. She was emotionally draining him. So it's not just because you guys are doing public affection. There's way more issues to it. You're gaslighting him, you're controlling, you're manipulative, you wouldn't let him speak. You also said you're treating him like a child, and which is what I'm getting from the whole Chris thing when he's saying don't tell me what to do. It's giving you're treating me like a child, which is exactly what Jeremiah said. So if two guys are saying exactly the same thing and you're thinking you not kissing them in public is gonna, change things, it's really not. It's really not because they're saying more than it's not just about the kiss. Things are adding up and it's giving exactly the same thing that happened with Jeremiah. And Maya's like, I feel there's a misunderstanding between both of you. You guys also need to clear it out. And then Huda starts crying, getting emotional. And she basically says, she feels like she's letting him down. Girl, you're letting him down. You're letting yourself down because, you should. Honestly, Huda doesn't need a relationship right now. No, rather than kicking Jeremiah out, Huda actually needed to go. Nick was the only one standing beside Huda for Huda to leave. But I feel like other people she should have left. She actually needs time by herself. She doesn't need to be in a relationship based on everything. It's just like two guys saying the same thing. It's not you're the problem. It's a you problem now. America voted their favorite couple, and Chris is not in the mood. Like Taylor and Clark are dumped. Well, that's the conclusion. Taylor and Clark got dumped, but I feel like they like each other. I hope they last on the outside, but we know the reason why Taylor. Nobody really liked Taylor because of the whole Orlando situation. But Clark, I like Clark, and the fact that people are saying like, oh, Ace didn't cry the way he cried for Nick. That's different. Like they know like they're about to leave the villa in like 3 or 4 days. So there's no need reason to cry. It's like I'm gonna see on the outside. Like the show's almost done. So there's no reason to cry. We'll be doing too much. Like no one's dying. The Nick one, it was still Casa. There's still loads of people there. It was a bit emotional, but I feel like there's nothing this they're all best